Alright boys, how's it going? In this episode you're going to work out how I fit a rear main seal, do you know what I mean? So if you have a bit of a look down here, first things kind of first. Now, we've got a couple rear main seals here. These are just some shit that I've got laying around, you know what I mean? But this one here, for a start, I'm pretty sure is too fucking thick. This is what you get in the kit, you know what I mean? Like in the packet when you buy a fucking full gasket kit. Anyway, they're too thick. What are you going to do? You can't turn the motherfucker over. That's wrong. You know what I mean? Then there's ones like this that look the fucking same. They're a little bit thinner. You know what I mean? And then you can sort of get these to kind of work. They're sort of real soft, bendy, whatever. Anyway, they cut like shit. You try and cut them with a Stanley, whatever, they're just a fucking piece of shit and they fur up like that at the end. You sort of see that. The only way I found to actually cut these properly is to squeeze them between a block with two sort of halves. I'll quickly draw it for you. Alright, so just say you got a fucking square block of wood, right? What I'll do, we'll just call that a fucking block like that or whatever. Then I'll just drill a hole straight down there, straight through the center. Then you just cut the fucker like that. So you end up with like basically two bits like that, if you know what I mean. Sort of like that. And then you put the rear main between them like that, straight through the middle, and clamp them back together, and you got your rear main sticking out here like that sort of thing, if you know what I mean. Then you just get the fucking angle grinder and just smash the cut off the top, and it'll be a real neat, clean fucking cut, and it'll kind of go like, yeah, basically like your shoelaces back in the day, and you get the lighter on them, and they kind of go that hard sort of thing. It'll kind of be all hard on the top. So you won't end up with this shit here. You'll end up with just sort of like a bit of a hard sort of fucking face. Anyway, that's that. That's a quick fucking overview of that one. That's the only real way to cut these, I reckon, because they cut like fucking shit. Anyway, the rear main seal that I use is, that I actually don't mind, is the Hemi Performance one. I'll just pull it out of the packet. See, if you listen to this, they're hard. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, it's not really bendy. And they're fucking, yeah, they're real hard, but they cut fucking mint. You can get a brand new Stanley on it and just go, and it'll look like that. So you know you got two nice bits buttoned up. Anyway, what'll happen, right, is I'll sit them there. We'll forget about these. That's why I've got all these, because every gasket kit I get, I'll try and buy these for it. And these are just bank up in my fucking little collection. There's more around, I just fucking didn't grab them. But, yeah, they're just sitting there for a fucking, I don't know, a rainy day we'll call it. But it's good that I've got them to sort of show you the difference. Whatever. Anyway, we'll get back to it now. The other thing too I want to say is 9 times out of fucking 10 the bitches will leak anyway. Do you know what I mean? They're a fucking cunt. They're just a cunt as far as I'm concerned. Getting the rear main right. A lot of it's probably to do with the knurling on the cranks fucking worn off over the years. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, what I want to tell you here too is you got these ones from Hemi Performance, right? Then I believe I've also used Holden 308 one. And that was sort of a pretty neat one too. It's kind of similar. Then I've never used one, but I've heard the good stories from the white rope seal, which I believe look kind of the same too, but they're all white. So, but for me, I'll just go straight to the Hemi Performance one. Just get it. It's fucking fine. You know what I mean? Every now and then you'll do one and it won't leak a fucking drop, and it's good. Most of them just fucking weep that little bit. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? You just want it to be as least amount as possible. So, also in the packet, you'll get these little bits. That all goes in the bin, no one cares. We only got that, right? So that's all you got to worry about now. Right, quick recap, right? So, basically, to simplify it, up to now, we've got the Hemi Performance rear main seal. Bang. The block's over here. It's fucking, it's all clean, ready for the crank to go in. So what we want to do is sort out our rear main. Now, if you have a look in here, where it sits, it's just all smooth and everything, right? So what I do is just grab a fucking little punch here, just like that, and my little fucking half-ass hammer, and I'll just make a few little dents in there, if you know what I mean. So I'll just go ahead and go, just like that, just sort of anywhere, just sort of space them out. Come back the other way. I believe it sort of helps it to stop fucking spinning around in there, if you know what I mean, because as you bash it in, it will find those little indents and little high bits, and it'll kind of lock it in a little bit. So we'll go a bit more. And that's her. Basically just something like that, right? Is what I'll do, and then I'll do the same thing to the cap side. But we'll get to that in a minute. Cap all clean, put it in the vise so the bitch don't move, and just do the same thing to it. Come back the other way. And it's little taps here and there. Fucking bingo. Now, the other little thing that I do too is before I put the seal in, see, I've got this piece of pipe here, that's 2.5 inch exhaust. I just went up and said, oh, I've got an offcut there, you know what I mean? Bang, so I just offcut it, and if you sort of have a bit of a look, kind of fits in there pretty neat, like that. So you can just, what I do is I stand this way, and just fucking bash it and turn it and bash it and turn it. You can see how it's gone all that colour from all the ones that I've put in, do you know what I mean? Using this little bit of pipe. Boom, boom, so it gives you something sort of neat to hang on to and hit it like that. So, yeah, that's her. That's just something good to use like that, to bash it in there neatly. And cheap, you know what I mean? Now, pick up 1/2 of the rear main. So what I do now is have a bit of a look, yep, blow it all down, whatever you got to do to make it real sort of clean, you know what I mean? Then, you see it's a bit wide, so I just push it. See, that's the other thing too. I don't soak these and do all that shit like they tell you, move them around, this and that. Right or wrong, whatever, you know what I mean? This is just how I do it, and this is what I'm showing you. So, basically the shape's pretty neat. Goes in, and it just fucking, you sort of bang it in and mash it out a little bit, and I feel like that's kind of her. So, anyway, here we go. Basically, that's sitting in there, right? So just push it down like that, and that's the half in there. Then I'll just swing across and grab the fucking little tiny, the fucking sledge and that piece of pipe like I was showing you. Sort of sit it in there like that. Then I'll start giving it a little few hits, you know what I mean? This way, that way. Also, what I'm looking for, my idea right while I'm doing this, is I'm trying to push the fucking, all the rear main seal in there as tight as I can. So, if you picture, you just bang it straight on top, alright, that's going to go in, but then these sides are sort of, what are they doing? So while I'm sort of turning and going this way and that way, I'm trying to just get it as in there as tight as I can and sort of fat as tight as I can, all jammed into that corner. That's sort of my idea behind it, right? And also while I'm doing that, and you'll see me come up like that, hitting it like that, that's so I can make an indent, like a little print here. You'll sort of see when I pull it back out, and then you know where to cut as well and shit like that, you know what I mean? So, and you kind of see, because what happens, you're going to have to fit it back again and all this sort of shit. So let's just roll through and we'll see what happens. The other thing too is you don't want your bearing in here. You know what I mean? You don't want to go putting your bearing in then trying to do it, because you'll end up fucking bashing the cunt with the pipe on there. Boom, boom, you know what I mean? So yeah, just without the bearing and just hit it. See, now that's in there a little bit, right? So now, what I'll do is I'll just go like this, and I'll quickly show you. I'll pull it out, and there should be like a little mark each side here. See that? See, you can sort of see the line where it's been sitting, and see that one there. And then you can have a look along here, see them? They're the little dints we put in there before. See that? So when that goes back in, you can sort of line it up and go, oh yeah, it was that way, or whatever, and then just push it back in, and you know that if you got that line to there, it's exactly where you fucking first put the cunt. See what I mean? Like that. That's kind of back in there. Just like that. So yeah, there's a couple ways of cutting it. Now, you can keep bashing it, mucking around, whatever. I'm just sort of showing you here roughly, you know, the steps that are taken, and you'll see me put it in. But so the other thing is, there's a couple ways of cutting it. Like, Now, if you have a bit of a look, like I said, there's that mark there, right? So you can either come out now and go, oh yeah, I'll come up a mill or whatever and knock it off there. So you can do it on the bench. Bang with your fucking new Stanley, knock it off. There is another way too that works not too bad, and I'll show you that one. I used to put it up on the bench, go there, fucking bang, but this other way feels pretty neat, and I think it works alright, so I'll show you that one in a second. Alright, before I show you how to cut it, I've sat it all back in there the way it come again, and I just want to bash it around a little bit more. So, yeah, I just sort of want to seat it back to where I want it exactly, then I'll cut it while it's still in there, and I'll show you how I do it. Alright, that's in there. Now, before we cut it right, you sort of want to get a neat Stanley knife. So the little ones are pretty good for getting in there, like this. Because you want to cut it in there, you know what I mean? Getting it in there and going fucking bang. The big one's a little bit fat. Alright boys, now as you can see, right, as I cut one side here, and you can see it's sticking up just a bit, you know what I mean? It's sticking up about as thick as the fucking blade here. You want to know how I've done it? This is what I've done, right? Is I got an old fucking blade here, like an old Stanley, and then put it on the bench grinder and cut a little V out of it, like that. I'm just going to use the corner of this and just go in like that. So you watch now. Now I've got my nephew here. He'll hold that around there, like that, basically to give you the idea. And I'll hold this in here like this. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll come in and just go fucking cut, and it keeps it at that height above the fucking the mating faces. So we'll go ahead and do it now, and you'll be able to see it. So I'll hold that in there like that, sort of pushing back up against there, and that will be real neat tucked against there like that. And then I'll just cut with this. You need a good blade. This one might be starting to get a bit blunt, but whatever, we'll have a crack and we'll see how we go. We're going through her. Snapped it, motherfucker. Alright, I got another blade and we'll fucking do it. How's that for real life shit? Alright, we're back. No fucking around, another blade, let's do it. Alright. All neat in its spot. Keep it going. Come along. Bingo. So now that should be sitting about as high there as the fucking blade itself. See what I mean? Just like that. So now we've got them sticking out just nicely. And that's her. Right, so up to now, this part here is sort of done for this bit at the moment, right? So now we swing across to here, we grab the other half and go, yep, no worries. And we sit it in the cap side, same way. So we just, basically all we're doing here is repeating the same fucking process we done on the block, but to the cap now. So I'll just start bashing it in and fucking and doing the same sort of thing. This side out, as you can see, and we can see it's left them little dents again where we've made the little punch marks in there, and you can sort of see the crease line just there and one just there where it's been sort of sitting in there like that. So alright, so now what I'm going to do is bash it in a little bit more again, then do the same thing with the Stanley and fucking cut the cunt. So this is it. Right, she's in there. Now I'll grab the Stanley and whatnot and we'll do it. A little piece of exhaust pipe there in the middle, holding it sort of that way. You know what I mean? I'm pushing it up against there, and that will come in there. Now put the other piece down. Yep, hold it nice and flat. We'll start fucking cutting the sucker. And the whole time you're sort of wanting to keep this one flat that's in your hand too. It's gotta be fucking close. There. This side here was a little bit harder to fucking film and cut, but if you have a bit of a look, that's kind of what it's fucking looking like there, do you know what I mean? I don't know how that's focusing for you. But between, say, that, then you got this side here sticking up that little bit too. When they go together, bang, it'll put a bit of pressure there and it'll fucking butt up real neat. So, so that's basically it up to this point here. You know what I mean? Right, quick recap now. I've just blown a few things down, you know what I mean, with the compressed air. So they're where they were, just sticking up that little bit. Now I've got the crank here, right? What I want to show you is you can sort of see that's got that hazy look to it. That's because it's been D40'd up and shit and been sitting. These ones here look fresh, you know what I mean, because they are. But see, now I've got this rag here, because what I'm doing is using my finger and going like that and wiping it. See, it looks mint under there, and then I wipe it off on the rag and go along, wipe it again, off on the rag. So you can get the rag in there and go whoop like that, but the rag sort of leaves a fluffy fucking shit, you know, in little areas that it catches, so you don't really want that. So you can do it with a rag or you can do it with your hand. One good thing about doing it with your hand like this is you can feel any kind of little bit, so I can feel something just there. Try and zoom in. See that there? And that just come off. So you wouldn't really feel that with the rag. You know what I mean? But I can feel that with my finger, and now it feels smooth again. See? You can just see it there, but it feels smooth. So with your finger, you can feel all bits of grit. You know what I mean? Or anything there that's fucking going to get in the way. So basically, yeah, what I'm saying is go ahead, clean all your journals again, make a real mint, blow it down, double check it, then fit your bearings, and then you start to test your rear main seal and how it's going. Alright, let's keep moving. Yeah, so here I am just doing all of this side. I've already done this side now, and what I'm going to do is just, because I can sort of get to half of it with my hand like that, then I'll just flip it over and sort of get in there and do the other half. So like I say, you can use the rag if you want to get in there and try and do a bit of that shit. But if you go over it too many times, it will just leave like a fluffy fucking whatever off there, and you just want to get it off there because it just looks like shit and you don't want to get in the way or nothing. So like I say, with your finger you can feel any little bits of grit, whatever, and it just, yeah, you just know it's fucking good shit, and just keep wiping it off so you're clean again, you know what I mean? Alright, I'm going to finish doing this and I'll get back to this in a minute. Now it's time for the bearings. We've got the old extremes here, so that's what's going in there, the old sort of black look. You get these also from Hemi Performance, you know what I mean, them ones. And yeah, I'll give them all a wipe over, this, that, the other, and start fitting them to the block here. And then we'll start sort of, yeah, test running the crank, seeing how it feels and whatnot, and we'll fucking go from there. Oh yeah, let's do it. Right, boys, there we are. All the bearings are in, the whole lot, thrust, whatever. So that's half of them. Yeah, I mean, they go on top, them half. They're the bottom half. So what I'm going to do now is just lube them up a little bit. A bit of assembly lube through there. And then get some cam lube. Just rub a bit on the rear main seal there and on that one. And then drop the crank in. Boom. Tighten it up and sort of see how it starts to feel. Alright, let's do it. Alright, now as you can see, they've all been lubed up with, I'll just show you again, the old Seal Power, Federal Mogul, that's her. Anyway, for the back seal, it's just the cam lube, you know what I mean, or the fucking ARP lube, same sort of shit. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there, just now, just like that. No worries, just that little bit, because we're just fucking testing it at the moment. I'll do the same for the fucking cap side as well, if you have a look. That's all in there. Just go like that, smear a bit on, and that'll be her. So I'll put the bearing in this one too, and we'll put them on and we'll see how it feels. Alright, like I said, the crate's all clean now, so what I'm going to do is lift her up and drop her in. So we'll do that now. They got a little bit of weight to them, you know what I mean? So when you do it too, you sort of want to make sure that your crank's square, not like that or whatever. And just go down there just nice and gently. If it doesn't feel like it wants to go in, just see that? I lifted that side and it's just dropped in. And that's her. Oh, cool. Now put the cap on and we'll just feel if it gets a bit stiffer. You know what I mean? Like it's holding on. Actually, if you just come over here too, before I put that on, if you have a bit of a look along here, right in this corner, I'll just grab a quick pointer for a second. So we'll just use this. If you have a look here, it's kind of just worn out and a little bit corroded. Right on this edge here, you can see the knurling, and you sort of hear it. You can sort of hear it, but here's just kind of gone smooth. So having all that knurling fucking like brand new will help it seal for sure. It's just some joints re-knurl and some don't, you know what I mean? So it would help a little bit, but this is worn out. So this is all the shit we're up against trying to make the cunt seal. Alright, we'll put the cap on and have a look. Alright, so we've got the cap here. What I'm going to do is just lower it down. Kind of like that. Grab these two bolts. Also, if you might have taken notice or not, these caps are a little taller because original RT. They actually sit a little bit higher on all of them. You know what I mean? So you can tell she's fucking the real deal. What I'll do is kick these off like that. Then I'll just get me I'll go to the old fucking soft face. Give it a little nudge. It's got a little tight. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll pull them up. I'm sort of not oiling the fuck out of them or doing nothing too crazy just yet. We're just here for a bit of a look. So 5/8. I'll just start to fucking pull them down. Nice and even. Yeah, you can get the breaker bar on it if you want. I mean the fucking torque wrench. I'm just going with the breaker bar, you know. I've sort of a rough idea how it kind of feels at max fucking Newton meters or whatever, foot pounds. But that'll be fine for this, what we're doing now. So now I'll just put this in, got the old 24 in the front. That's not super tight, but we'll see if we can turn it over. If not, I might just turn in a bit and then grab and fucking see us going in. I'll just keep going, here we go. Now it feels kind of firm. See, that feels pretty good to me. The firmness of it. Whether it's going to seal or not, it's still at the end of the day fucking anyone's game with the old Hemi 6, but this is, like I say, this is just how I do it. That feels nice, you know what I mean? It feels like it's grabbing around that fucking, the area should be knurled, which is a rear main seal sort of fucking bit there. Feels like it's grabbing around there nicely, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's basically her. So now we sort of feel it and we go, oh fuck, that's not too bad. We sort of pull it back out, the cap off, so I'll undo it. And just have a bit of a look at how the seal's kind of sitting there. Like I say, the way I pull these out too is just come up so far, which is all the way. See, they're loose. Now I'll just sort of lift them up like that and just squeeze them together like that, and you've actually got a hold of the whole fucking the whole cap there. So I'll just give this a little tap and see if she breaks free. See, I've got it in my hand now. If not, you can fucking lose them and all that sort of shit. So I'll have a little look. See, that seal's sitting pretty nice. There's no real overhang there. That's pretty cool. So we'll sit that there and we'll have a look at the other one. And that's kind of in its spot too. There's no real bad fucking overhang or nothing like that. If there is, just trim the cunt off. There's a tiny bit on one. On this side here, I reckon she's just mildly fucking overhanging there. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, it's like fuck all. But that's that felt good in the hand. You can see here too. See the build up of assembly lube there and there, or cam grease, whatever you want to call it, and it's pretty. Look like it's been touching tight in the middle. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the indicator. See the two dark and the light, which shows you. But so what I'm going to do now is it feels good, so I'm just going to go fuck it, crank back out. Then I'm going to run a little bit of silicone through the middle of the seal, put it back in. That feels about level now. You know what I mean? Feels about level because it's probably pulled itself into position. So when I feel like that, and you go, hey, that's that feel. So then you push it back into that feel, and that way you know it's in a spot where it was, but this time with a bit of silicone. Same for the other side. Drop the crank back in, pull it up to fucking spec. Bingo, she's in. Anyway, we'll keep doing it and we'll go through the fucking sequence and you'll see it all. Alright, cranks out, all that sort of shit. So what we do now is we get the rear main seal, just sort of fucking pull it out like that, sit it to the side, so we just go fucking drop straight back in. What I've got here, bit of the old 3-bond high temp silicone. I'll just pull it up through there and just put just a little bit in there. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be fucking too much, because what'll happen is it'll take up all the space when you put the fucking rear main back in there. Just run that bit around the bottom like that. So now, when this goes back in, that'll fucking just spread out, you know what I mean? Goes back in the same way it come out. And we'll sort of remember that it felt kind of pretty even each side. Give it a fucking good little nudge. Like that. See it coming up just here. Coming up along there. See the silicone? So, yeah, and that's her. Like that. Do the same for the cap side. So I'll pull this sucker out. Sit it there, same way it come out. Silicone. A little fucking tickle. Something like that'll be fucking good. Come out this way, goes back in this way. See it coming out. Like that. See that. Rag that off. Alright, nice. So that can just sit there for now. Get those kind of even. They'll sticking up just a little bit each side. Alright, let me grab this fucking crank, but what I'll do before that is just grab a bit more of this and just fucking pump it now. Just let her fucking have it. Loves it. Just so we know on that first fire up, all this and that, she's all there. It might spray a bit out, but that's fucking cool. Whatever. Same with the cap side. Lay it on. Alright, too fucking easy. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is get the crank and drop her over it. Fucking do it. Alright. Turn it off. Put the lid off the silicone, right? So what I'll do here is just go a dollop in this corner. Just over the fucking seal like that. And then dollop on this one. Just like that. And then when it goes down, it'll just fucking spread out where it needs to go. Alright, we've got the cap here, so we'll start to put it over. Lower it down like that. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of oil across here, and this RT block already had washers there, and I don't believe that anyone's been here to put the washers on, so exactly how it come apart is how it goes back together. I get these sort of feeling like we can do them up by hand, just like that. Sort of know we're in the right fucking spot. Now just kind of hold it square. Alright, that's them. So now get me fucking breaker bar and just start going down on it. So they sort of bottom out a little bit. Feel that one starting to grab. Oh, now it's starting to grab. Start pulling her up. You see the silicone coming out the side here between the fucking crank face and the block. Pull her up. Pull her up. Pull her up. Now. Breaker bar. Alright, torque wrench. Set at 70 foot-pounds is what I'm going to here. So I'll go straight to 70. And this will be her. Double check it. So that's 70 with just engine oil, not with the ARP assembly. Alright, so here we are. This is the next day now. So my battery run flat on my phone or whatever. So what I've done last night is when I first pulled it down, boom, is I just turned it over a few times. Just in case anything's smeared somewhere we don't want it at all, it just goes in the fucking, one direction and it'll be there. But that there was set overnight. So we'll just turn it over now and see what's, here we go. That just feels firm. That feels like the seal's grabbing on it fucking just nicely. You know what I mean? And now we know we've dented all the back in there, you know what I mean, with the punch. We've got the seals in there in its right fucking spot, and it's silicone, so everything should fucking hold just nicely and not sort of get through it and out. That's the whole thing behind it. But like I say, the old Hemi 6s and the rear mains, they're a touchy little thing, so it's that's how it goes. I'll just the other thing here, if you have a look in here, see just in there's a bit of silicone. So what I'll do now is just get me a little fucking pick, just give it a little fucking go around like that, and that should come out. Come on. Alright, that's out. I'll do the same to the other side, and that's pretty much fucking her. So look, I hope the episode sort of give you something to think about and sort of get you onto a better rear main seal too than the shit you get in the fucking gasket kits, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and keep putting the rest of the engine together. But up to there, yeah, that's what I'll do, and that's her. So with a bit of luck, she won't fucking leak. But at the same time, like I said, fucking, they're just a bit of a bitch. But alright, now before I fuck off, what I want to show you also is, if you remember, we're sort of putting the seal in there and how sort of firm it is to turn around. So you sort of want the seal to grab along on your fucking crankcase, you know what I mean? So what I've gone and done is I hit it with the punch, if you can sort of remember, and that's to sort of get the seal to go in there, find its kind of spot, and not fucking rotate inside there, you know, while it's spinning. There's another way of fucking making the seal tighter. If you have a bit of a look here, this is called fucking shim steel. See, so there's all different thicknesses there, and you can get it. I'll just guillotine this as a bit of a muck around, boom, and make the right length up, and then you can put that in before the rear main seal. But if you're gonna put this in, I wouldn't punch the fucking, you don't punch it out, because then it sits on the fucking little humps of the where you punched it, doesn't sit right. But if you get this silicone this in there, and that'll, you know, just say this one's, just pretend it's fucking 15th thou or something, that'll be 15th thou each side, and it'll push the seal in tighter towards the crank. So yeah, you can get this sort of stuff and do it. If you really want, you can go fucking coke can and all this sort of shit too, cut it up real mint and put it in there. So that's kind of up to you if you want to do it that way, you know what I mean? You might want to fucking really squeeze the cunt, but I'll suggest you silicone it in as well, you know, and do the whole silicone, do all the steps I just showed you, but don't do it with the fucking punching at the first, you know what I mean? Punching all the little fucking holes out at the start. So that is another way of doing it. But even then, like, it may still fucking leak. That's just sort of what's going on. I'm just showing you how I do it, but I really don't feel like I've mastered a certain way and they won't leak. This is just sort of how I do it, and sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. And also when I'm building an engine for someone, I will always say to them, look, the rear main's probably going to fucking weak oil, because that's I want to tell them straight up, you know what I mean? Because last thing I want is someone getting an engine and going, oh, what's the go here, fucking rear main's leaking. It's like, then what do you want me to do? Pull all the fucking engine apart, attempt to fix it, and the cunt still leaks, you know what I mean? The best way around it, I sort of feel, at this point, if it does leak for you or whatever, rather than going through all the hassle of doing that, maybe just hook a vacuum pump up to the engine, and that will fucking, you know, pull a bit of negative pressure there, and it'll keep the oil in. You know what I mean? And that'll probably be cheaper and easier than pulling the whole engine out and going again. I mean, if it's dead set pissing out, maybe you got a problem. But I reckon if you follow them steps, you may get lucky, especially if you got a bit more knurling on the crank. But other than that, I'd just go for a vacuum pump on the engine, seal her up, pull her in, and I reckon you'll get out of trouble, will be cheaper, easier, and it's fucking done. And drive it and enjoy the cunt, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's her, and that's my thoughts, boys. Hope it all made sense. Fucking, yeah, let's rock and roll. Mopar or fucking no car. Let's do it. Right, boys, so here we are, right? That's the end of the rear main seal video. I just watched it then. It's about 3 in the morning now, and fucking, I just want to touch on a couple of things. Now, like I was saying, they're fucking sort of hit and miss a little bit, and on this actual engine, it actually leaked a bit, right? So I want to let you know that one actually leaked enough for me to fucking not like it at all. And I don't mind a drop or two, you know what I'm saying? Wild turkey and fucking rear main. Anyway, fucking, I've done one exactly the same as this before this video, and the cunt didn't leak. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of, what's happened is I've filmed all this, and I just want to tell you this leak, because I don't want to fucking say, yeah, that's her, that's the solution, do you know what I mean? And as the videos are going through, it's like a few things are coming up, a few little hiccups, you know what I mean? With the rockers and a few other little things. But it's actually all a benefit, because what happens is I get to go deeper into it to give you the full scoop now, you know what I mean? Because if there's no hiccups ever, and then you run into a hiccup, you go, fuck, what do I do now, do you know what I mean? So this has actually worked out good. A lot more fucking work for myself, but that's what we're here for, do you know what I mean? So now what I've gone and done, after this one leaked, I told the owner, I said, look, it leaks a bit much, you know? I didn't fucking like it, so I looked at all different options, ranked some fucking very well-known Hemi engine builders, and asked them their view, this, that, the other, fucking, and it basically comes down to the same thing. They're just fucking hit and miss, you know what I mean? One, there's no fucking knurling these days on the crank, you know what I mean? I actually asked the machine shop to knurl it before I put it together, and basically yeah, he didn't have the knurl, or fucking didn't want to do it, or I don't know what was going on, but somehow I couldn't get it knurled. So I thought, fuck it, I'll do it the way I do the others. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is too, in the video when I'm doing this and I'm feeling it and I'm turning it over, it felt like I thought to myself, yeah, this is gonna seal. I could feel it nice and tight around the crank, the way it should be. You know what I mean? But it actually leaked a lot more than I fucking ever hoped for. So now what's happened is, like I said, it's made me go, fuck it, we've got to get to the bottom of this. That's one of the Hemi things that just aren't right. And you hear a lot of people rear main sealing 2-3 times or still pissing out. You know what I mean? It's too big of a job to fuck around like that. So this here, I feel like if you had full knurling and all this sort of shit on the crank and you want to take a risk, yeah, fuck, you might actually get away with it like I have for years. You know what I mean? Yeah, you like I said, yeah, we'll be hit and miss. Some will get away and won't leak a drop and you go, fuck yeah, others will just fucking weep a bit. And then this one had to fucking piss out when I filmed it, for fuck's sake. So I want to tell you that, you know, I'm not trying to sort of say that that was her and she's sealed. I'll tell you the truth. So now what I've gone and done is stepped out and gone to a whole fucking other setup on a rear main seal, which is going to benefit us all. It's been a lot of fucking work. I only just finished putting the engine together tonight, you know what I mean? And I'm going to drop it in the ute, fire it up, run it again. And hopefully this is going to be the end of all the rear main seal fuck around. So this weather's been shit. If I can get onto it this week, we're going to have the next rear main seal video next Friday. So it's going to go rear main seal, and hopefully between these two, you will make a decision of which way you want to go. I'll just quickly point out too, I didn't show the Hemi Performance neoprene seal in here because I have used it once before and I didn't have any luck. And I had more luck with the rope seal, so I didn't even show you that one. If you want to go that way, that's cool, whatever you want to do. But for me, I choose not to go that way. I say no to that. So yeah, this next fucking rear main seal coming, it's a whole nother setup. The block gets fucking machined, the crank gets machined, and it's a whole, yeah, I mean, you're going to see it in this next video. So I fucking, fingers crossed, this next one doesn't leak and we've actually found a solution, but it does cost more money. So what I mean, so you might say, oh, I want to do it this way, I reckon I'll get away with it. Or you might say, fuck it, I want to spend the extra and do it this other way. Me now looking back and having to go through all this shit again, engine all apart, all back together, yeah, I've done it for nothing for the dude because I didn't feel right about it. So he just paid for the parts or whatever, do you know what I mean? And I just done all the fucking labour for nothing. And but it's also for yous as well, you know what I mean? So we can see this engine running, and if we can put a stop to this seal, I put it all together too, this seal exactly as I was told to put it together, you know what I mean? So when you see it in the next video, you'll know it's 100% the way it's meant to go. And if we've stopped it, it's actually be cheaper and more worthwhile me doing this way in the next video, by far, because I wouldn't have to go through all this fucking shit I'm going through now. But anyway, that's what we're here for, and we're trying to make it all happen for the old Hemi 6. So stay tuned. I just wanted to sort of fill you in on what happened and how it all went down. And yeah, that's pretty much her. Fucking, like I say, if you got any questions, just fucking hit me up, whatever. I might have left some shit out or whatever, just through what I'm saying now. But anyway, that's how I fit them, and that's how I have been fitting them. The way you just seen it then in this video, and the next video is a whole nother setup, and we're gonna fucking watch it hopefully next Friday night. So let's rock and roll. As always, Mopar or fucking no car.